Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Redneckologist show. I'm Spur, and Coot's not with me today. I'm just doing a quick follow-up show about our garden. Taking a lot of pictures, we are in the middle of reaping all the benefits of the hard work that's been done. To recap, we've got a couple of rows of okra, we've got 8 rows of corn, we've got 8 rows of purple hull peas, we have a third row of tomatoes, both regular large tomatoes and the little Tommy toes or grape tomatoes. After that, we have a third row of zucchini and yellow squash, and then it's two third rows of the tomatoes, two third rows of the zucchini and squash, and then we have two third rows of the cucumbers. And I'm going to be putting the pictures up. I know I had pictures before on the first show, but that was before everything developed and is now in full swing. And we've picked, I'm going to put up a picture of a 5-gallon bucket full of purple hull peas, and this is not the first picking. So there's going to be a lot of purple thumbs and fingers as we shell these things out, but they are so good. I'm also going to have pictures of our watermelons, and we haven't harvested any watermelons yet, but we will be soon. We also are going to have the cantaloupes coming soon. We have not harvested those. We have been harvesting the okra, and it just got picked. Coot picked it right before I took these pictures, so I found a picture of a moderate size okra. Of course, we're going to let it get a little bit bigger before we pick it. The only problem we've had is with raccoons getting into the corn. But last night, we didn't really realize the damage, and then last night we staked them out, and we had some little old field load or target load, the short brass and the shotguns, and we kind of peppered at them a little bit and went out there several times, and they haven't come back, so maybe they got the message. Certainly wasn't enough to do very much damage, but it stung them pretty good. I'm going to have pictures of stuff we've already picked, like I said, the purple hull peas, but I'm going to show you a bunch of corn we got. Even though the raccoons did a lot of damage, we still have a lot of corn out there. You'll see the two different sizes of tomatoes. I'll have that picture up now. And you can see some of them we picked a little green, but they'll turn. It keeps the acid down. So if you have an issue with reflux and but you love raw tomato, not that it's going to cure it, but if you're going to eat raw tomato, I would suggest picking it a little bit green, like turning pink, and then let it continue to turn red. That seems to help a little bit with that. So if you want them on your salads and things. Now, if you don't have a problem with it and you want the full flavor of it, go on ahead and let them ripen on the vine. And we do both. Depends on whether we're going to cook them in something or eat them raw. We've got some huge zucchini that's been picked, and some of them were overlooked. They just grew so fast, and we wouldn't normally let them get that big, because they're going to be more tender and everything if they're a little bit smaller. But zucchini is one of those things where you can pick it small or you can let it get a little bit bigger, and it's fine either way. We were a little overzealous when we first picked the purple hull peas, and some of them weren't all the way dark purple yet, but they were turning purple, and they're just as good. I mean, you can shell them out. They're just harder to hull out when they're greener. If you let them get deep purple, they fall out for you. I'm going to have a picture of a couple of jars of pickles. Got a lot of stuff in it. We were kind of experimenting with different flavors in those pickles and all, and they're going to be good. But you'll be able to see how well this garden is being maintained, and I can tell you right now, it takes a lot of water. We live in Texas, and it is hot, and it gets dry really quickly. When you water the rows, they'll be muddy. If you walk out there, you'll bog up, but 2 inches away from where the dirt is moist, it's solid as concrete. And in 2 days later, it's solid again. Of course, it's retaining some moisture down in there, but it dries out and the ground starts to crack. And when it starts to crack, it dries down deep. You have to water it again. And we have a well, and we have PVC running up from the well to some holding tanks, and pretty much it cost us a little fuel to run that pump, but other than that water's free. It's a ground well, seep well. I think we get around 800 gallons a day out of that thing, something like that. And, we'll run it down and then it has to fill back up again. But if it wasn't for the well, And the holding tanks, this endeavor wouldn't be worth it money wise. Of course, we would still do it because we love the gardening, we love the outdoor, we love keeping our necks red out there in that sun. But I mean, it gets to you after a while. You bend over, you're picking those purple hull peas, and air gets a little thin down there in that garden. But when you're done, we can sit around and smile about it because we know we're going to eat some good, fresh, organic food. And we're going organic with this. That's why we planned it so much. We didn't know what we were going to lose without putting too many pesticides and things on the garden, but everything's working out really well. And you can see from the pictures, we're not hurting. That's all the time I got for you. I'm going to keep this show really short. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Like this video and please subscribe.